How many homes should I look at before making an offer? Well, here's the thing. We find that there are really 3 types of buyers. And there isn't really one solid answer to how many homes you should look at before making an offer, because sometimes a buyer looks at one home and knows that it's the one, and other times it takes a buyer several houses to find just the right fit. So let's talk about the difference and what you can do to make sure that you're taking the right steps so that you can confidently write an offer on the house you find and love. First, we have the research-ready buyers. These buyers do extensive research. They filter through and eliminate listings that won't match their criteria, and they look thoroughly online. They drive by, they learn a lot about the area that they want to live in, and they usually have a pretty clear idea of what they want in their new home, and they can quickly eliminate listings that they don't feel fit the bill. They typically won't look at very many homes in person before writing an offer, but the length of time it takes them to find the right house could be longer depending on what's available. Then we have the shopper buyers. These buyers have to shop around in order to get a grasp on what exactly they want. They might know the basics of what they're looking for, but until they're out and about in different homes and neighborhoods, they really can't zero in on their wants and needs. These buyers will typically look at the most houses in person and have a hard time filtering through the listings online. And finally, we have the focus buyers. According to research by the National Association of Realtors, the average home buyer views 10 homes before making an offer, and the search process takes 10 weeks. This doesn't mean that once you decide to start the home search that you should pick 10 listings, go out and see them, and from there decide which one you're going to write an offer on. That's more like HGTV's House Hunters, and it's not realistic at all. The reason this is the average is because these buyers have worked with their agent to really dive into some specific questions that will help them focus on exactly what they're looking for. The first 5 homes you go out to see will help you get an idea of what you want versus what you don't want, and from there you'll look at only those that match the more specific criteria that you've decided on. After a little more exploring, you'll know which subdivision is too far from work, and you'll realize you really do want a private backyard, or maybe you don't. Then you won't have to look at too many more, but instead wait for the more specific matches to come up and then go look at those. If you're not sure where you'd fit or what kind of buyer you would be, here are some things to keep in mind so that when you do write an offer, you're confident in your decision. Do thorough research online to narrow your options, and use Google Maps to look up different neighborhoods you're considering. Go out and get your feet wet. Look at 5 houses that match your basic criteria and see if what you see online matches your expectations. And finally, hire a buyer's agent. They'll work with you on figuring out your specific home search criteria and make recommendations that you may not think of yourself. If you're in the market for a new home, let's connect.